All right, part two. I am so sorry to interrupt, Cormega. We were talking about the recession in hip-hop. Anything you wanted to add to that before we had to go to the break?
No, I think I summed it up. The fans are the garden keepers, that's all.
Okay. Now, you talk about your daughter on this album. How do you manage being an MC and also having time to be a father? And what kind of advice can you give to brothers out there that got babies and just to, to take care of their kids and have a different perspective on that?
First of all, you gotta take care of your kid. At the end of the day, that's the best return that you'll ever get. Nurture your kid. Your kid is a reflection of you. It's something that you created. So, especially if you grew up without a father, don't become yourself or don't become your father. So that's one thing I was saying. And it's hard to be a father and a rapper because, rappers have to travel, rappers have to be visible, rappers have to be out of the picture a lot. But I try to balance too. Like a lot of months I stayed home with my daughter, and now that my album is out, it's time for me to hit the road. So I get her used to that. So it's definitely a hard balance. If you got a strong family, then you're good. But it's hard if you're a solo parent, a solo father trying to rap.
Now, you've been in the game for way over a decade now. I know you got a ton of these, but what's one of your proudest moments as an artist that you still think back on today and you're like, wow, that was cool?
Wow, that's a good question.
I know you got a lot, but
I think one of my proudest moments was I think doing Soul Train. I did Soul Train with Dark Hole. Nearly's is still on there. So that was big for me because I can remember watching Soul Train when I was a little kid with my parents or with relatives or whatever. I think doing Soul Train and getting the Soul Award. I think getting the Soul Award, doing Soul Train, doing Apollo, and the recording of that song, Mega Fresh X on my album. I got Kane, KRS-One, Grand Pooba, and Parrish and Red Alert, and those are all people that I definitely look up to this very day.
Now, you were featured in Jay-Z's Dead Presidents video. Are you and Jay-Z cool? And was that a good look for you early on in your career when you were still coming up?
I don't even remember being in that video. Was I?
You are towards the end.
I gotta check that out. I don't remember.
You're in it. I saw it today on YouTube. You're in it.
Jay-Z's cool. I mean, Jay-Z took hip-hop to a whole nother level. As far as, Jay-Z definitely blew up bigger than everybody ever thought. And he's continuing to grow and continuing to take raps as well. So that's incredible. That's all I can say about Jay.
Now, these days, MCs can put out a catchy song, have a video on MTV Jams, and then they go on to sell major ringtones and downloads. What's your view on this? And is that hip-hop? Do you consider that real hip-hop, or is that just knowing how to work the system like you were talking about with the major labels?
I mean, at the end of the day, I respect it if the artist is in. Because you got to understand, the music industry is the biggest pimp. It's the biggest economic pimp in all business. The only business that's more of a pimp than the music industry is the correctional institution, where inmates get paid like $7 every 2 weeks. But other than that, the industry is the biggest pimp ever. Because think about it, you only get like 40 cents off a record, and each record is sold for $10 to retail. So every record that sells, the label makes $9 and change profit. So I say that nowadays, but before that was the only thing you had to worry about. But now they take your digital rights too. So the same things apply with the digital, and the ringtones they get a cut of that. And now with the 360 deal, artists are thinking that's the way to go. But at the end of the day, it's really a double-edged sword because it's good if they break you off crazy ahead of time. But if not, then you're getting pimped all around the board, because the only freedom that any artist will have, whether you're rock and roll or jazz, any artist play this. And I'm pretty sure you heard this quote before. Most musicians make their money on the road. Most musicians make their money doing shows. The 360 deal, now you're not even making that money anymore. And now the label's taking your merchandise and your show money, and you're just getting a cut. So, I can't really speak on the ringtone thing for those type of artists, because I don't know if they're benefiting. But for indie artists or artists of myself, my own caliber, that could be a good thing,
Now I got 3 questions left tonight, and my next question is, your lyrics, they're very street related, no doubt about it. Do you find that because of your lyrics, when you're out on the streets, brothers want to test you and see if you really live up to that persona in your lyrics?
Nah, I never had that problem, because it's something about in the street. You know how they say, there's an old saying, real recognize real. There's certain people that you can just look at them, and you can look in their eyes, look at the way they carry themselves, and you can just sense if they real or not. It's like a DNA thing. That's just there. And everywhere I went, I've never been tested. Like, people, one thing about me is, like, people know my story already, so it's really, and I don't overdo it. I don't try to act like I'm the toughest dude in the world. I don't act like I'm the realest dude in the world. And when I do make my music, if you listen to the realness or the true meaning, or even a new album, I tell you the pitfalls of it, and I also show vulnerability. So for a street dude to do that, that's keeping it real, and people respect that about me. Like, I don't gotta keep telling you that I was in jail before. Everybody knew that from One Love when I made it. I don't gotta tell you I got shot before. I said that before. I don't gotta tell you that I sold drugs. Everybody knew that already. So it's like, I don't gotta, I don't overdo it. I don't try to glorify it. So, and the people just see what's real. So I've been in the Bay Area in California, and that's one of the roughest parts of that part of California. And I got nothing but love. I was with my man Jack and them, and we went to different hoods and tools, and the hoods was giving it up. They respected me because I came through. I had my jewelry on, and I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous. Like, you can't fake not being scared. When somebody's nervous, you can sense that. Most influential language in the world is body language. And street dudes can read body language very well. Never had that problem.
That's cool. Now we got about 2 minutes left, and I got 2 more questions left. Now the NBA season kicks off this week. The Celtics start tomorrow night. What team does Cormega root for?
I'm neutral. I just like good basketball.
Okay. All right. Well, then we're going to go into my final question of the night. What's coming up for Cormega? Obviously, everybody go get that album, Born and Raised. And where can listeners get more from you? Whether Twitter, YouTube. I know you got heavy internet game, so let my Skope listeners know what it is.
I'm on legalhustle.net. You can go there, and I actually reply to my fans, and there's a big community in there. Just log on to the part that says Legal Hustle. It's legalhustle.net. You can leave messages to me at MySpace, and I got a Twitter, Cormega_Aura. I don't really be on there a lot. I have somebody working it, but they usually transfer my thoughts on there. But we want followers, so just get down with it. Cormega_. Other than that, holla at your boy.
That's it. And it does not get any realer. And I'll tell you, Cormega, it was an absolute honor to have you here on Skope TV. I got the album already. Go get that album. Check this man out. Cormega, thank you. Skope TV, Monday night, October 26th. We'll see you guys soon.